Now, the Nubian Empire had been established in eastern Africa since 4800 BC, and over time became known as being one of the most effective military powers in Africa. The Nubian Empire had established over time the key cities of Kerma, Meroe, and Napata. To the north of Nubia, the powerful African nation of Egypt was located, and the two African nations engaged in much trade over thousands of years. By 40 BC, the Nubians had established an impressive standing military force equipped with some of the best archers in the world at that time. Much later in 40 BC, the leader of Nubia was Queen Amanishakheto, who ruled until 10 BC, and her son was Prince Akhenadad. Akhenadad became the governor of Lower Nubia and carried out restoration and building in the area of Nubia named Kawa. Now, after thousands of years of prosperity, the Egyptians were eventually invaded by a foreign European nation known as the Romans, who had expanded out of Italy. The Romans conquered Egypt and then attempted to impose taxes on the Nubians. The Nubians immediately responded to the Roman aggression. In 24 BC, Prince Akhenadad led an army of 30,000 Nubian soldiers and reinforcements from Central Africa against the Romans and defeated their forces, which were located at the Egyptian cities of Aswan and Philae. In addition, he also drove out the Jews who were located at Elephantine Island in Egypt. Queen Amanishakheto and her son Prince Akhenadad returned to Nubia with hundreds of Roman slaves and treasure from the conquest of Rome. After this event, a peace treaty was agreed between the Nubian Empire and the Roman Empire, and the previously imposed taxes were rescinded. Queen Amanishakheto was succeeded by Queen Amanishakheto, who ruled from 10 BC to 1 AD. Queen Amanishakheto is depicted in monuments as having 3 scars below her left eye. Queen Amanishakheto was a strong leader and a warrior queen. At this time, northern Egypt was still under the control of the Romans. The founder of the Roman Empire was Augustus Caesar, who ruled from 27 BC to 14 AD. Augustus Caesar led the Roman Empire and began to encroach upon Nubian territory, breaking a previous peace treaty between the two empires. And in around 9 BC, the Romans eventually attacked Nubia due to the Romans' desire to take Wadi al-Laki, which was rich in gold reserves. Wadi al-Laki was located in Lower Nubia. Under the leadership of the Nubian queen Amanishakheto, the Nubians launched a military campaign against the Romans in Aswan and then led her army to Thebes in Egypt and defeated the Roman army. Once they defeated the Romans, the Nubians enslaved the remaining Romans and destroyed their statues of Caesar. The Nubians buried a statue under the floor of a temple in Meroe. In the belief system of the Nubians, they believed that by stepping over a representation of their enemy, the power of their enemy, the Romans, would be further weakened and destroyed. Queen Amanishakheto is often depicted on Nubian murals as being covered in jewels and carrying weapons in her hands. Queen Amanishakheto was succeeded by Queen Amintore, who was her daughter, and she ruled from 1 AD and had her royal palace in Gebel Barkal in Nubia. This queen was known for rebuilding several temples in Wad Banaka, located 80 kilometers from Napata and Meroe itself. The palace of Queen Amanishakheto, located at Wad Banaka, had 40 rooms and was decorated with gold. At the location of her palace, another 12 pyramids were constructed. Queen Amanishakheto was eventually buried in her own pyramid in Meroe.